Hi, welcome back. I'm going to do a little reading now from the Los Angeles Commission on Assaults Against Women. These illustrations really show us how, when you respond with a very firm no or a physical technique, which we're going to get to very soon, that you can nip the bud of a sexual assault before it escalates into a full-on assaultive situation. So in other words, what happens is that perpetrators will test you to see how it is that you respond, to see whether or not they can go forward with the assault. And so let me give you some examples. And excuse my reading, but there's no way I could memorize all of this. So here's one. I was walking across campus one day when a man asked me for the time. I didn't like his attitude, so I said I didn't know, and I kept on walking. He came up beside me and grabbed my arm, looking for a watch. I pulled my arm away and started yelling at him. I was really angry because I knew from the beginning that he was after more than the time of day. People started turning around and staring at us, and so he left. Perfect example. Here's another one. A woman was in her bathroom late one night when a man peered through the window. This is a stranger. She yelled loudly and hit the window pane with the palm of her hand, which drove the intruder away. Afterwards, she felt great that she had immediately acted with such commitment to protect herself. Here's another one. I was waiting for a bus when two young men came up very close on either side of me. One of them tried to grab me, and before I knew it, I was yelling and jabbing my elbows at both of them. They were really surprised. They backed off and ran away. Another one. A woman was out on a date with a man. They were in a game room of a club. He assaulted her and attempted to rape her. She lifted up one of the game tables and threw it at him. He backed off, and she was able to escape through the door. She was proud that she was able to defend herself against a very large man. Couple more, because these are really good. A woman was walking into the hallway of her apartment building when a man grabbed her and threw her down to the floor. She bit his fingers and he let go, but he attacked again, so she yelled and he let go again. He jumped up and ran away. She kicked him. She was only prevented from chasing him as he ran away because she had broken a heel on her shoe. Here's one. A woman was jumped by 6 men. She was able to fight 3 out of 5 of them, but the 6th one followed her as she escaped. She turned and yelled at him with a "No!" and he ran away. Here's another one. I was surrounded by 3 men with knives on a city street at dusk. The leader of the 3 started to make circles with his knife around my breast while trying and putting his arm around me and saying, "How about a kiss, lady? How about a kiss?" I was terrified, but somehow kept calm. I put both of my hands over the hand that was holding the knife to have some control and said things like, "Stop this, leave me alone. I'm not going to kiss you." Then they motioned for me to go towards their car, suggesting that we go for a ride. At that moment, a clear bottom line emerged for me, and I decided I am not getting into that car. Whatever happens, happens right here. Very smart decision, by the way. My absolute resolve was apparent to them, and the leader said, "Hey, we can't even scare chicks anymore." I said, "You're right. Now put your knives away and go home." Within seconds, they had disappeared. Later on, in the safety of my home, I was overcome with the fear and anger that I had been keeping under control during the experience. I let go and cried, feeling both my vulnerability and my strength. So I hope that these stories illustrate to you that if you nip it in the bud when someone starts to cross your boundaries, that's called testing. They try to test your boundaries, cross them. If you respond with assertiveness, it keeps it from escalating into a full-on assault. So please be brave, be strong, and don't let someone cross your boundaries. Respond with assertion and with strength. Another thing I want to mention is that when the Los Angeles Commission on Assaults Against Women queried women who had been assaulted, they all started with, there was something about this person that was just off, Or, I just have had a really bad feeling about this person. So, another very important point for you is to really reconnect with your emotional and physical responses that you have towards people. And why don't we as women? Again, it's because of our socialization. We are socialized. Don't make people feel uncomfortable. Always be polite, for sure, but not when it comes to your personal safety. So listen to your body. Listen to those the gut level feelings. When someone makes you feel uncomfortable, act on it. That's enough for now. We'll see you next time. And next time, we're going to be getting into the actual physical techniques of women's self defense. I can't wait. Bye.